Hey everybody, welcome back to social media, the channel where we talk horror and nothing but horror. How is everybody doing? Hope it's doing well. And today guys, I'm going to be doing a movie review for you. Today I'll be reviewing SAW6, directed by Kevin Grutert. This film was released on October 23rd, 2009 in both the US and the UK. So let's get into a review and see what I think about SAW6. The movie begins with a Saw game where we meet Simone, played by Tendra Howard, and Eddie, played by Martin Moreau. In this game, they need to fill these two silver plates by cutting parts of their body off, which ends with Eddie's death, as Simone survives the ordeal, but she lost an arm for her troubles. After this, we get back to where Saw 5 left off with Hoffman, again played by Costas Mandalore, where he goes into the room with what is left of Agent Strom, which isn't much, but the only body part left over is his hand, which Hoffman takes with him. After this, we meet our main contestant for this main Saw game, William, played by Peter Outbridge. He works as a boss of a medical insurance company where he is talking to the company's lawyer for a lawsuit filed against the company by the family of a man he denied coverage for, a transplant he needed, which we'll learn in a flashback.
You are a goddamn criminal. I paid my monthly premium for 10 years without so much as a cold. And now that I'm actually sick, you're gonna deny my coverage?
After this, Hoffman is called into a crime scene, which is the Saw game from the beginning of the movie, where we meet returning character Erickson, played by Mark Rolson, which in turn we learn Agent Perez is still alive. Erickson made the call to keep her being alive a secret, just in case the Jigsaw's helper found out, which at this moment they believe is Agent Strom, not knowing it's really Hoffman. After this, Hoffman is confronted by a reporter, Pamela Jenkins, played by Samantha Lemore, who is trying to get info on the case. After this, Hoffman goes to see the woman, Simone, who survived the trap Hoffman put her in. When
Goddamn arm! What the fuck am I supposed to learn from this, huh? Look at my arm! What? What am I supposed to learn from this? Look at
which just shows Hoffman isn't John. Hoffman is way out of his depth. He is trying so hard to be as good as John that he is messing it all up. After this, we end up in Jill's apartment again, played by Betsy Russell, as she watching a tape of herself in the hospital where they were checking up on their unborn child, where she walks over to the box John left her in his will. Inside are folders for a game John was planning and wanted to see through. Back with Hoffman, Perez, and Erickson, they are looking at the body from the game from the beginning of the movie, as we learn the person who cut the jigsaw piece out of that body and the one from Seth Baxter's body, the man who killed Hoffman's sister, were cut with the same blade. Because John and Hoffman used different blades to cut them out, which they want to examine the tape from the Seth Baxter case, since Hoffman would have been the one to make it. We are back with Jill as Hoffman goes to see her, asking her for the files that John left her, saying he will now control all aspects of the game and works alone, where we end up in a flashback where John visited Jill.
Amanda? Hello, Jill.
Now we are back in William's office where Hoffman disguised kidnaps him, putting him into the game. As the game now begins, William is trapped up to a machine in a room with another man who turns out to be the janitor who works at William's office, played by Ger Mandicino, who is also a smoker. The aim of the game is to hold their breath. If they don't, their ribs are crushed, that they die. William survives the game, the janitor not so much. Then we'll meet a mother and son, Brent, played by Devon Bastick, and Tara, played by Shauna McDonnell, as they are locked in a room with a TV to watch William play the game. Oh, also we see Pamela also get kidnapped and is in a separate room. Her involvement with the game becomes clearer later on. Back with William, he looks at his hand where he has the party written or tattooed on his wrist, where we end up in a flashback.
How do you do that?
It's a formula.
It's pretty complicated, actually, but in essence, it breaks down to monthly payments multiplied by lifespan.
He arrives at his next game where we meet William's file clerk, Alan, played by Sean Ahmed, and his secretary, Addie, played by Janelle Hutchinson. In this game, William needs to choose who lives or dies. If he doesn't, both will die. This ends with Alan dying and Addie surviving. Also forgot to mention, William has 4 devices attached to his body, which will detonate in a certain amount of time, but after each game he will get a key which will remove the device. After this we end up with Jill, where she kept one of the files which she is meant to deliver to an unseen person. After a brief clip of William, we see another flashback of John where we find out William declined John help for his cancer. So this was definitely personal to John. Back with William, he ends up in a room with a woman, Debbie, played by Caroline Cave, who was the lawyer who we met earlier in the movie for William's company. In this game, he needs to help her through a maze fast, or the device around her neck will kill her. But around the room are pipes blowing out really hot steam. To help her, he needs to divert the steam so it will hurt him and not her. While she goes through the maze, when she gets to the end, she learns that the key to her survival is actually inside of William's body. So...
What? What the fuck are you doing? I need that fucking key!
But the machine around her runs out of time, killing her. Back with the agents and Hoffman, we find out that they are still looking into the Seth Baxter tape, which was purposely distorted, but the voice did not match John Kramer, so they are having it analysed to see if it can be restored. Okay, back to William and his next game. In this one, we meet a bunch of people, so let's meet them. Dave, played by Darius McCary. Josh, played by Sean Matheson. Gina, played by Melanie Scafrano. Shelby, played by Karen Cleash. Aaron, played by James Gilbert. And Emily, played by Larissa Gnomes. These 6 people work together to find out stuff for William. Their job is to find anything on anyone, so they can deny them a claim with health insurance. With this game, as they spin around, they will randomly stop until all 6 rounds in the shotgun are spent. Only 2 people can live in this game. 4 must die, and it's William's choice. Unless he doesn't, then all 6 will die. To choose, he must press 2 buttons in a chamber, which will stab his hand in turn, which 2 people do live. Which ends with this guy saying this to William.
Bullshit! Will you listen to me, you son of a bitch? I did everything for you!
Then after, he says that he is the last one to die during this game, as William leaves. Back with the agents and Hoffman, Erickson lets on that they know the fingerprint from the game scene of Strom's were from a dead guy. As the audio of the tape is finished, they know Hoffman is the Jigsaw accomplice, but Hoffman kills them all. But before Perez dies, she tells Hoffman everyone knows it's him. He sets fire to the building to destroy any of the evidence he can. After this, and after some scenes, we learn that Hoffman set Amanda onto killing Jeff's wife in SAW4. Hoffman left her a letter saying if Amanda didn't kill Jeff's wife, Hoffman would tell John her dirty secret, that Amanda was the reason John and Jill lost their baby. She set that guy in there for the stuff she wanted, setting in motion these events. As Hoffman is sat down, Jill walks in, electrifying the chair to immobilize Hoffman. William, after all his games, with little time to spare, manages to get into a room where it is revealed that the mother and son trapped are the wife and son of the man mentioned earlier, who died because William denied him treatment. And we learn the other woman, Pamela, is William's sister. William realizes that this whole thing was never his game, as William chose to save or let people die, those in his career and during the games. It's the mother and son's turn to choose William's fate. Forgive him or kill him. Well, the mother chooses not to kill him after almost wanting to, but the son, on the other hand,
I can't.
No, Brad!
You killed my father, you motherfucker!
William is killed by the toxic chemicals injected into his back during this. Jill traps a new designed reverse bear trap to Hoffman's face, setting the timer as she leaves, but Hoffman survives, only getting some of his face damaged from the device going off, and with that, the movie comes to an end. As you can tell, we only have one more movie to review in the original run of the Saw franchise. I cannot wait to review Saw X, but back to Saw 6. This movie is where some stuff works for me, but others don't. Hoffman being caught makes sense. He thought he was smart as John, but he really isn't. Jill being much more used in this movie was good. We get a feel for her character and who she was. She loved John never giving up on him as he did the jigsaw thing. She believed in him. The traps were cool, but you could feel that this game was personal to John, but also not too personal, which works overall. This movie is good, but not the best. Does it have its ups and downs? Yes, but I'm going to give this movie a 5.10 rating. And with that, guys, that was the end of the Saw 6 review. I hope everybody did enjoy this review. I'm so happy to be back reviewing this franchise after so long waiting to review it. I know it's been a while and all that stuff, but I am back. And today, guys, I hope as well you did enjoy that. I will definitely be reviewing Saw 3D very soon. Can't wait for that one. That one's definitely going to be very interesting to review. It's not the best in the franchise, but what is? But it's the Saw franchise, we still love it anyway. But other than that, guys, I hope I really did enjoy today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Remember, go to the link in the description to all of our social medias and everything else. Go over to the podcast channel as well. Me and Maury are loving the podcast. We're hoping to get our other co-hosts on as well at some point, but at the minute it's just me and Maury. But other than that, guys, I hope you really did enjoy. And remember, keep on slashing, keep watching horror, and I'll see you horror fans later. Bye for now.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Have you checked the children?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?